Hello and welcome back. I'm Lily.
And I'm Autumn. Let's get right into it.
For this video, it is very important to know that the United States is no longer a member of the World Health Organization, also known as the WHO. Following an executive order signed on January 20th, 2025 by President Trump, the U.S. formal withdrawal was completed on January 22nd of this year. The move terminated all U.S. funding, recalled personnel, and ceased participation in WHO committees.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, also known as the CDC, is also undergoing massive funding reductions in 2026 under the Trump administration. The proposals cut its budget by approximately 50% compared to FY 2024 levels, aiming to narrow its focus on infectious diseases.
Funds deemed by the administration to be woke or wasteful, including certain HIV prevention, sexual violence prevention, and LGBTQ+ initiatives, have been specifically targeted for cuts.
Based on 2026 budget proposals and reports, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, can still assist with viruses, but its capacity to detect, track, and respond to outbreaks is significantly impaired by funding cuts. The proposed FY 2026 budget represents a 53% reduction in funding compared to FY 2024, which limits staffing, laboratory testing capacity, and surveillance systems.
There have also been large amounts of job losses, with approximately 2,400 to 3,000 positions have already been eliminated at the CDC, with thousands more potentially at risk under these proposed cuts.
Now, if you missed the COVID-19, it seems that a new virus has started up on a cruise ship out at sea, called the Hantavirus. The time from infection with the Hantavirus to the start of illness is usually about 2 to 3 weeks. Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome advances through 2 distinct stages. In the first stage, it can last for several days. The most common signs and symptoms are fever and chills, muscle aches or pain, headache, nausea, stomach pain, vomiting, and diarrhea.
As the disease progresses, it can lead to damaged lung tissues, fluid buildup in the lungs, and serious problems with lung and heart function, what can lead to coughs, difficulty breathing, low blood pressure, and irregular heart rate.
Symptoms usually appear between 2 to 4 weeks after being exposed to the virus, but can occur more than a month later. There is no specific treatment, but early medical support in hospitals can improve survival. It is still not clear how the outbreak started.
There is no specific treatment for hantavirus infection. An antiviral drug is sometimes recommended as it has been proven efficient for this specific type of hantavirus, which causes kidney failure. However, it has not been proven effective for lung and heart involvement.
Hantavirus pulmonary syndrome, HPS, has a high mortality rate, often killing 30 to 40% of infected individuals, with some strains causing up to 50% mortality in the Americas.
Hantavirus typically spreads from rodents, with people being infected by breathing in the air that's contaminated from rodent urine, droppings, or saliva.
The ship is carrying 147 passengers and crew. As of the 4th of May 2026, 7 cases, including 2 laboratory-confirmed cases of hantavirus and 5 suspected cases, have been identified. 3 deaths, 1 critically ill patient, and 3 individuals reporting mild symptoms have occurred.
Symptoms of the illness between the 6th and 28th of April was characterized by fever and rapid progression to pneumonia, acute respiratory distress syndrome, and shock. The outbreak is being managed through the coordinated international response and includes in-depth investigations, case isolation and care, medical evacuation, and laboratory investigations.
Weeks after the first death on board, 29 living passengers left the ship without contact tracing in St. Helena, a tiny and remote island in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Cruise operator Oceanwide Expeditions said in a statement on Thursday. The body of a Dutchman who died at sea was also left on the boat at this stage.
The company said it was working to establish the whereabouts of all those who disembarked on April 24th and had contacted each of them. It said the number included 6 Americans.
One person who's on board the Honduras is at home in Arizona. 2 are in Georgia, and an unknown number are in California, though none showing any symptoms. But it can take up to a month until symptoms start showing.
The World Health Organization confirmed this week that the outbreak is the Andes strain of the virus, which, unlike any other strains, is transmissible between people. A travel vlogger on board the Honduras told NBC News that the passengers were not well informed about the situation. He recorded a video of the captain telling passengers that the ship was not infectious after announcing the first death.
Almost 150 people are still on board the Honduras and are being asked to stay in their cabins. Cabins are being disinfected, and anyone who shows symptoms will be isolated. The 3 people to have died so far are a Dutch couple and a German national, while a British man is being treated in a hospital in South Africa. It emerged Wednesday that a man who had left the ship was being treated in Zurich with suspected hantavirus.
Passengers have been isolating on board the ship, and it has been deep cleaned by professionals ahead of the planned evacuation. The outbreak of hantavirus on a cruise ship carrying passengers across the world is a situation where authorities say they are taking this very seriously.
A huge operation is in place to trace people potentially exposed to the virus who have already taken flights home to numerous countries, including the UK, South Africa, the Netherlands, the US, and Switzerland.
Groups of passengers and crew disembarked from the cruise ship at a center of a hantavirus outbreak on Sunday in Spain, where they were expected to be evacuated to their home countries and begin quarantining to prevent further spread of the disease.
17 Americans and 1 British national were evacuated from the cruise ship and are bound for the United States, Garcia and said in a Sunday news conference. The passengers will be taken to Offutt Air Force Base in Omaha, Nebraska, where some are expected to be transported to the National Quarantine Center at the University of Nebraska.
Planes to Canada, the Netherlands, Turkey, the United Kingdom, Ireland, and the United States were due to depart by Sunday evening, with final flights departing on Monday. The World Health Organization recommended a 42-day isolation period for passengers aboard the ship starting from Sunday, and they assess that the virus risk to the public is low.
So with that in mind, I wouldn't be going on any cruises anytime soon.
As always, thank you for watching, and if you don't want to get hantavirus, make sure you like and subscribe.
Stay safe, don't die, and have an amazing rest of your day.